Hey everyone, it's me, EdwardsFam, and in this video, I tried to escape Vanilla Purity's spawn. Vanilla Purity is a Minecraft Java server created March 23rd, 2019. It's run by an account named Penguin. This is an Anarchy server, and it's kind of like another popular Anarchy server, 2b2t, with the exception of there's no hacking allowed and no bugs are to be exploited. My goal was to make it several thousand blocks away from spawn, and then I needed to find a suitable place to build a base. The first thing I did when I spawned in is I needed to find a way to escape the initial spawn area. This is hard to do because of all the lava, the long drops, and the hostile mobs, especially withers. My plan was to see if there was a highway that I could use to walk away from spawn. But this was risky because other players would most likely be patrolling these highways. Another way to escape was traversing the nether. This was dangerous though, since the portals were so close to spawn, I could only assume that they were trapped. I did a bit of looking around, and after realizing how broken the highways were, I decided to look for another way. And then I found the sky highways. There was essentially a bunch of obsidian roads connected in the sky. It seemed like the safest route since I could avoid all of the hostile mobs that were down in the darkness, and as I continued along these sky highways, I found sources of wood and food. The next step was to actually make it out of spawn. My first attempt was unsuccessful. After failing some parkour on an outer lava cast, I fell to my death. My second attempt was slightly more successful. I made it outside of the lava cast wall, I was able to recollect the items I had dropped, and I was beginning to make some progress. Unfortunately, I'm not usually a Java player. I usually play on Bedrock, and one of the differences between Java and Bedrock is how shields are used. Since I played Bedrock, I was used to crouching to block with shields. But in Java, the controls were different. Because of this, I lost a fight to a skeleton, and I had to walk all the way back to where my items were. My third attempt was even more successful, and I was even able to make it to the 10k mark. Unfortunately, because I underestimated the mobs of the server, I died again, this time to a baby zombie. This was really starting to get on my nerves, so this time I decided to set my spawn at various intervals, so that way, if I died, I could easily make it back. I also tried to avoid combat with mobs, and I was able to make it out a considerable distance. Even though this was a foolproof plan, I still managed to mess it up. While I was exploring the ruins of a pyramid, I died again to a skeleton. I thought I would be fine since I had just set my spawn only a few thousand blocks away. But I made one of the stupidest mistakes ever. As I was building a bunker to set my spawn in, I forgot to actually reset my spawn. So I ended up at the first spawn I had set instead of the second. And I had to walk all the way back again to recollect my items. At this point, I was getting exhausted with having to walk thousands of blocks back just to recollect my items. So instead, I got some new gear, and I found the nearest nether portal, and I took a risk. Thankfully, I was rewarded, and the nether portal wasn't trapped. From there, I was able to walk 8 times faster than I would have originally in the overworld. Even though I had a few close calls, I was able to make it a considerable distance away from spawn. From there, it was just smooth sailing, avoiding the main highway. Except for when I ran into villagers spawning in the middle of the ocean for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why they spawned there, but one decided to hop in my boat as I was sailing along, and since I could use the company, I decided to take him safely to land. After covering some distance by foot, I was able to finally find a suitable location to build my base. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Part 2 will be releasing soon, so be sure to go check out that. See ya!